What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Trading G's with G. This one's gonna be on the Gamestop Bitcoin collaboration, if you will. That's gonna be happening pretty soon. It's been a minute since I made a video. The last video that I did was at the beginning of this month. Today is March 31st. RP Nipsey Hussle. It's been 6 years since he's been murdered. But the last video that I made was episode 5 of my free trading tips series called Earnings Calendar. And sometimes you gotta go the opposite of your advice. What I mean by that, in that video, I told people, it's not safe to take an options contract or buy a stock during earnings week, perfectly on earnings day. So I'm gonna talk about what's going on with this whole Bitcoin situation. But first, I'm going to tell you what I'm personally doing. So after the earnings hit last Tuesday, the 25th, as you can see, it hit on the earnings really, really good. 275%, extra 22 cents than expected, but it slightly wasn't there for the revenue. And that's not really a big deal because they're still in the positives of revenue. So that was Tuesday. And the stock that day didn't have much volume. So look over here, y'all. The volume on earnings day was only 10 million, but after hours is when the earnings was released and went haywire all the way up to nearly $30. So that next morning, Tuesday, there was 53 million shares traded. There's so much going on. And then Thursday is right around the time when that Bitcoin news came that GameStop was going to do that $1.3 billion acquisition to help erase some debt by investing in the Bitcoin. And 96 million shares were traded that day. And then 44 this past Friday. And if you look at today, only 16 million shares. And I'm saying only, but if you look prior to last Wednesday, this stock only averages about 1 to 6 million shares traded per day. So obviously the RSI, the relative strength index, has been going crazy because of earnings and the Bitcoin rumors. And I made $200 by buying on earnings day, and that's not a good thing to do. But it was only $150 for in the money contract with low volatility. I took advantage of the gamble. I was willing to lose it, and I made $200. That next day I sold Wednesday, and as you can see, and on Thursday I did a few puts, couple scalping put options. I was at work, couldn't really do too much holding on the trades. Made like another $45. But here on Friday, as you can see, this inverting hammer. The reason why I got in on this is because when you see a big red candlestick, big red Marshall Bowles is a downtrend, right? So it looks like a bad trade, but I picked this up towards the end of the day because anytime you see an inverted hammer forming, a possible reversal can happen. It's a bullish signal. It doesn't matter if it's a red or green candlestick. And as you can see here, this ain't really an engulfing candlestick because it'll be as big as this red one, but it's damn near engulfed this inverted hammer today. So I'm just hoping that GameStop hit the bottom at around 2070 as it did today on the 31st, last day of April. And it's been on the downtrend ever since it hit right around $34 twice during the holidays and began this year, January 8th. So what goes down must come up. And I really believe that this could be the bottom. Of course, what I say is not financial advice. Listen to a dreadheaded trader with a grain of black salt. Be your own DD. Do your own due diligence. Be your own designated driver. Do not trust everything I say 100%. Know I have your best interests, and I always keep it 100. There we go. So moving forward, I grabbed me a long call that's going to expire till next year. January 16th or 17th, I believe. So it was only $450. You really can't lose. You really can't lose. I'm going to show y'all the bar chart options real quick for $30 calls. anywhere from the fourth that expired this Friday. This is the one I have right here, January 15th, and no, I'm sorry, it's 2027, and that's only 800. But for me, this is more what I'm able to happily afford. I threw 450 on it on Friday, and I'm up a few bucks. No big deal, right? And look at the open interest, almost 15,000. And people really believe this is going to be a bullish type of thing. You got to take into consideration what's going on this Friday. People want this to happen right now with the calls. And if you take a look at the puts, the $30 puts are extremely dead. You have to wonder when you look at this chart with the volume of what's going on. All the market makers are manipulating the stock. They're shorting it. They're trading the dark pools because there's no way that you get these millions of volume being traded just out of nowhere. In my opinion, I think another short squeeze is going to happen. If it ain't a full short squeeze, it's going to at least get up to $30. It's going to at least hit this again. Like, I bet my money on that for the end of the year. But let's take a look at exactly what's going on with the financials. I'm just going to go over the balance sheet. So they got $4.78 billion as of their quarterly earnings. As for cash on hand, excuse me. So they got $4.78 billion cash on hand. It's just crazy that people doubt GameStop. They still have shareholder equity of $5.96 billion. That they've been in the positives for the last several quarters. They just have so much room to grow as a company. You got about $5 billion cash on hand, and you made $3 billion in the summer of 2024. That's crazy alone. I'm gonna go over a bit on the article exactly what's going on. So, with 1.3 billion online, GameStop's pivot to Bitcoin and efforts to revive its flagging share price may make things even worse. So the reason why that is because Bitcoin is obviously the most volatile, out of control, streaky cryptocurrency ever. A lot of people who sold their shares on Thursday and Friday, I'm gonna say it, they're crypto, they're non-crypto. They do not believe in Bitcoin. They think it's a bad financial investment to make, and I don't blame people because there's crypto scams everywhere. Not only that, if you can't stomach having money go down or up a couple grand in a day or a week or in a few hours, then for the week, people got out. And that's just people's preference. Me personally, I invest in cryptocurrencies. So this is really like boiling water to me. This is making me rub my paws together. So you got to think. There's just no way that GameStop crashes 23% in one day when it goes up 8 the previous for earnings. It's just crazy. You know what I mean? So this hasn't been officially done. We do not know how much Bitcoin's GameStop is going to accumulate. So they're going to make Bitcoin a treasury reserve asset. GameStop said it's seeking to sell 1.3 billion of convertible bonds, which will be used for general corporate purposes, including the acquisition of Bitcoin in a manner consistent with GameStop's investment policy. In my opinion, it is very risky to buy GameStop not GameStop, Bitcoin at over 80K a coin. But Cohen is a multi-billionaire worth well over 10 billion. He's got so much money in the bank, and it's a decent time to buy Bitcoin, but it's not a great time. It's just too high. But we know in due time, Bitcoin's going to go past the all-time high of 109,000. I believe it's going to be worth I'll say 1 or 2 million by 2030. That's just my opinion. But you have to take into consideration that this offering will have a price tag of approximately 28.46. So that means whoever's gonna purchase these shares is willing to drop this. But I think people whoever these private people are willing to pay 30, 35, even $4 per share. You got to take into consideration that Warren Kitty has not posted anything lately. So wait till he puts up something. You know he's overdue for a post. Rumor is he's not really on X, Twitter no more, or he's just not really out there. But you got to think, man. Like he's gonna pop up at some point, or there's gonna be some news regarding him. If not, and it's just wild that we have a cryptocurrency president in Trump. He has his own cryptocurrency, Donald Trump coin. We have a pro crypto president, and Ryan Cohen's investing 1.3 billion allegedly into Bitcoin. You got to think this is either gonna make or break GameStop's profits. So I understand people forgetting out, but for me, GameStop at $22 is a steal. GameStop below $30 is a steal. Remember, last year went to $10 and shot up to $80. I made some great profits. But this company, MSTR, formerly known as MicroStrategy, they're the world's largest corporate Bitcoin holder, and they're sitting on more than 506,000 Bitcoins. So you gotta think that this is the pioneer company that's pretty much non-crypto, another tech company that's riding with Bitcoin since 2020. And GameStop is one of the few pioneer companies to invest in Bitcoin. Just imagine what's going to happen over due time when this hits 109, that the revenue that GameStop is going to gain. It might take a nosedive. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to show y'all the Bitcoin chart, and I'm up out of here. I ain't going to hold you up. This video got to be a little extended, though. This is major news, y'all. So this is the Bitcoin chart right here. These red lines are Trump dates. So this is when Trump was elected on the 5th of November. Bitcoin, all the crypto obviously spiked up. Then started consolidating sideways. And this is when he got inaugurated. And shortly after that, it's been tanking. Why? Because of these tariffs that are going on. And let me make myself another vertical line right here. Because this Wednesday, allegedly, he going to come out the tariffs. So I've been falling back on day trading. If I do day trade, I'm just going to take the highest percentage trades. And I believe, Bitcoin could possibly tank down. It's like a descending type of triangle formation right here, if you see that right there. But anything can happen. If Trump says something miraculously horrible, which we all expect this week, this is all going to come down. Bitcoin, which means GameStop will come down, which means the whole S&P will come down, right? But that's a better buying opportunity for all of us. And the RSI is right in the middle on the day chart. And we go to the weekly chart. And if you look at the weekly chart, let me get rid of this real quick, move to the side. Indecisive. Everybody's scared. A doji means that the market's indecisive. And I think we all kind of just waiting to see what happens Wednesday, not to mention, I believe Thursday, or I believe more Friday, that the chairman of the Federal Reserve is going to speak, and a couple of those directors. So this is going to rock the market like crazy from Wednesday through Friday. So trade responsibly, invest carefully. All I got to say about Bitcoin is it's the first cryptocurrency. For those that are watching this that don't know nothing about crypto, don't believe in it, I'm just going to show you this, man. For all you haters out there, all you people that are afraid to take risk, 2010, bro. 2010, Bitcoin was worth 0 cents. And in 2020, it was only worth like 3,000, 4,000 a share when COVID happened, when the whole world crashed on us with the whole pandemic that happened. Let me go with that real quick, man. This could have been a chance for anybody to get rich. I should have bought Bitcoin, but it's all good. I made money in other cryptos, but look at this. $3,100 approximately. Bitcoin was only about 3,000 to 4,000 in 2020. And this thing shot all the way up to 109,000. Ain't no other cryptocurrency done that yet. Maybe Ethereum will do it. We all know and are waiting on XRP to do it in the future. If you don't believe in Bitcoin, I don't know what's wrong with you. Like, you got some serious issues, man. And I understand why people punked out at GameStop. Me personally, I told y'all, man. Like, I believe we're gonna see another squeeze. If not, it's for sure hitting 30. It just hit it a few days ago last week. But like I said, y'all, just do your own research before you listen to me or any other YouTuber. Don't listen to the main news about GameStop and Bitcoin. They're just gonna tell y'all to not buy it. It's too risky. But if you think about it, all the hedge funds, they're friends with all the mainstream news. All these people ain't only together. Like, we the people have to come together. Like, share, subscribe to this video. This is Trading G's with G. I'm out.